Yo. What's good, everyone? Hope you're all doing well out there. Apologies for the late start. Got caught up in a call with Tom this morning that we just could not end. Plotting and planning. Tell you what. Oh, Azrael. First and foremost, it's good to see you, homie. Looking forward to hearing you. Beyond that, it's great to hear you're going to be doing your own thing in your own space. It's awesome. All right, who's here? Saffron. First. How you doing, homie? Scruffy Rico. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Things are good on the other side of the pond. Azrael, good to have you in, homie. Ben! Oh, hey, Ben, I haven't even gotten my email yet, so, but I did respond to your first email. Now Wallace here. All right. I don't really want to sit around and blab very much, because I've missed y'all, and I want to know what you guys have made this week. So I'm going to go ahead and hit pause on this noise. Wow. We'll just turn that off. You have what that says feedback, Ben? All right. Going to the Discord, going to my little notepad here. Get ourselves all sorted. You guys. It's Friday. It's Friday. We made it through another one, basically. Recluse, how you doing, homie? Hope you're doing well. Cheers to you as well. Scruffy Rico. We're playing catch up with Scruffy Rico because we failed to stream on a couple of different Fridays over the last couple of months. And Rich comes prepared to class every day. So he's got extra tracks. We are currently, I guess, sifting through his archives, as it were. All right, so Rich is saying this one is from a few weeks ago. Felt it needs a change up of key or some lead interest. All right, this one's presence. Scruffy Rico. Yo, Rich, the fade out, like the resolve of this was just as freaking smooth as the intro. Man, like butter. The hat felt like it could come down just a little touch, I felt. At 204, there was another little spot in there that I thought maybe a fill could go here. Not like a high energy fill, but maybe just like a little fill, a little interest fill. And I do hear what you're saying in regards to the change up of key or some lead interest. And I myself was kind of thinking, man, some dialogue would be kind of cool over this. Something about the cosmos, maybe, or something. And Ben says that was crazy good. Yeah, there's definitely space for something to sit right on top of everything for us to follow interest wise. But man, this this streak of yours, Rich man, you've been you've been making such great stuff, man. Such great stuff. Have not mixed this in any way yet. Still exploring options. Yeah, this is great. I mean, the fact that you have not mixed this and that you're continually telling us this is it's great. You're you're deserving of your Roku site endorsement. You're sounding great, man. So, Naiwala, so yeah, there is sometimes you can get it out of some lemon if it's like the right kind of lemon. Like I've had a couple of Meyer lemon kind of situations where you get this. It's kind of a rosy kind of quality. It almost tastes like there was rose water involved. Which you can also do if you put just a tiny little splash of rose water and a squeeze of lime juice over the Granny Smiths before you actually toss the rest of the stuff in there. You'll end up with it's kind of game changing, honestly. Recluse says some Neil deGrasse Tyson, huh? Uh, Rich says they're all going on the album. Oh, that's great. Dude, when is the album gonna happen, and how many tracks do you think are gonna be on it? I think Ajuna is a reasonable um, goal. I think that's a good target. I think that's it's all very very nicely made, very well put together, sir, as they say. This is great. Yeah, man, you're in the right mental space. Everything I write is for Ajuna. Oh, Bez, welcome in. Happy Friday. Yo, Zev is here. We were talking food for a minute. I was dropping a little trick. If you sprinkle a little lime juice on some Granny Smiths before you drop them into your pie shell, you end up with apple blossom profiles coming out the other end, and it's great. Have I had cotton candy grapes? Yeah, yeah. Mr. Crank, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Ben is feeling a little salty. Don't mind him, Will. And stay away from his tots. You're eating steak salad. What is in your steak salad, sir? Excusa says we peer over your shoulder while you eat your lunch. But what is in that bowl? Okay, so you and Rokusai are going to start work on it from now. 13 tracks. It's a magic number. Baker's dozen. Man, I am so looking forward to this album. I'm so looking forward to this album. Hmm. That's going to be the biggest album download with all those HD videos going with every track. All right, here we go. Here's what's on the menu in Will's place over there: ribeye, tomatoes, parmesan, balsamic vinaigrette, and a mix of arugula and spinach. There you go. Nice. Meaty, salty, spicy, zippy. It's good. Oh, yeah. Didn't need the salt because Ben took care of that. Oh. It could be worse. It could be worse. He could live on the coast and like just rinse off in the mornings in the ocean, you know? All day salt. I'm excited for this one. Recluse. This one's called Adios. Work in project. Work in progress. Something I'm working on, he says.
I took a flight in the windows, had them back in a week. This ain't no vacation, but it's all okay. Cause all I see is keep it tight and make a scene, yeah. Guess all these miles up in the airways help me breathe. But they keep calling, I got the life that I dreamed for it. It's almost like I've been sleepwalking, Couple bags, are you cheap talking us? Need peace for it, we show love and they keep all of it. And look who's calling for the third time. It's a late one already on the airline, whoa. Do not disturb, did they hear right? I'm just trying to get my spare time. Adios. I got private callers ringing on my phone. No reception, leave me in my zone. I need a night ride, take me to the shore, yeah. It's a vibe, take a flight and then I'm gone. Hey, that's airplane mode, yeah. No reception, leave me in my zone. Tell the pilot fly me to the coast, yeah. It's adios, adios, adios. But it's all okay. Cause all I see is keep it tight and make a scene, yeah. Guess all these miles up in the airways help me breathe. But they keep calling, I got the life that I dreamed for it. It's almost like I've been sleepwalking, Couple bags, are you cheap talking us? Need peace for it, we show love and they keep all of it. And look who's calling for the third time. It's a late one already on the airline, whoa. No disturb, did they hear right? I'm just trying to get my spare time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You are now free to move about the cabin.
Dude, Recluse, this is so good. Luff's down. I want to be able to turn this one up. There's like some really good emotional peaks here that I feel are kind of hitting at around the same level of presence and impact as a whole bunch of the rest of the track, which is problematic for me. I want to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that rise in the background to really be felt because it's rad and it's increasing this tension, but instead it kind of feels more flat almost because there isn't an opportunity for greater distance between these peaks because not all peaks are created equal in this track, right? So I'd love if the valley floors were just lower in general by like a fair bit, like 6 lufs maybe. It'd be great to have a little room on the knob. Really like the palette on this one. I like the twists and turns in it. Um, all very much stayed in flow. I don't feel like anything felt out of place in any way, which was it's nice. It's refreshing. A couple tracks in a row, right? I think all your noise-based elements specifically can come down just a bit. It's going to be a different amount for different elements because your mix is good. But there is a buildup that's occurring in a few different places, and I think it's just from the widespread kind of persistent noise presence, right? It's seawater, right? Noise. It raises all levels at once. So it's felt especially on the sides with the little whooshes and noise in the pads and stuff. Man, really great moments. Really great moments in this track. At 236, it'd be great if there was one more kind of drill down element, different timbre, different rate, something quicker maybe. It'd be cool to just kind of squeak 3 or 4 of those in amongst the rest of these. Again, really dig the subtle rise element in the background. Really good stuff, man. Rough Master just too expo for listening. Yeah. Yeah, like if the loudness was wrangled, it's so good. It's so good. Don't go in there and fiddle with too much stuff when you go back in there. This is really good, man. How much time you put in on this one so far? Naiwala, it is you. This one is called The Art of Decay, and I love this. This reminds me of like a little rainbow prism on the wall here. Schloingus. Schloingus. Thank you as always. This is actually a really quick one. 13 hours. The cookie cutter song. Well, I mean, in regards to other, I mean, you obviously have the ability to make more complex things, sure, but it's not necessarily about complexity all the time, is it? This one's pretty. I wasn't done typing yet, though. I have to go back. Hold on. Okie dokie. So here's what I'm hearing. Really great juxtaposition going from this last one from Recluse to the like immediate heavy hitting drums. It was great. Totally jarring. Volume can come down a bit in general. Guitar on the right down 5 dB, guitar left down 6 dB, and also push out to the left a little bit more and create more separation between this guy and the bass, which should be center. Then bring the low end cutoff up another 50 hertz or so on this guitar left. It doesn't all have to be cut off. It could be a shelf. But ease the burden there. Bring down the lower frequencies a fair bit and create a little more separation between the bass and that rhythm. And then the piano seems a little bit disconnected from the rest of the gang. Here's a couple of things we could do. We could make the signal a bit more dry before that final transition into just the piano ambience and let it be washed out as part of the transition that occurs at 103. And also, while we're talking about 103, if you put a transition element there to help support that moment of change, you actually have something else that can kind of carry over in a wash. So what that means is at 101, perhaps, you put a tiny little suckback or noise riser or something like that, a gentle whoosh, something that lasts like 2 seconds or so to reach its crescendo, and then at that point, you hit it with a big splash of reverb, and your piano can bring its reverb levels up as well, and it can kind of bliss out, right? It can kind of wash out and lose greater detail as it's heading towards that fade. And then it's probably going to feel a bit more transformative at 103, right? Like there was this kind of buildup and a release, and on the other side is like this exhale, kind of. You know what I mean? Azrael says, I liked guitar. Yeah. Okay, cool. You've got something for that. Love these details, says, love these details so much, says Azrael. My speaking is shot at the end of this week. My brain has had a workout. Big check spender. Man, how many of you out there wear glasses on your eyeballs? I'm still pretty new to glasses. I've been wearing them for about a year, and I'm at that point where, you know, I get the reminders of like, hey, you should go get your eyes checked. It's that time of year. And you know what? I'm feeling like I need to get my eyes checked. Like like this really is just an annual thing, man. Azrael, big check spender. Big check spender. Brother does. Now Wallace says, for some reason, the left guitar, when I recorded the harmony, was so much louder than the original riff, even though it was the same amp preset. Maybe something got bumped, DAW side input or something. Strange. All right. Let's do this. This one's called Kill Strike. It is not finished. Turn it up to 11, I see. Yes. All right, so when I say a little transition effect here at the end, like right at the end, perhaps. Right. Yeah, okay, so there's that release, and you can feel that there's like this layer change. If you were to take just a little bit of what was there before and give it like a little rewind effect, right? Reverse it and pitch change, make it sound like a and layer in a suck back on top of that, that'd be ace. I really like how smooth this one is. It's got an understated feel, but it's got this kind of lethal kind of quality, like I could get you if I wanted to kind of feel to it. But it's not too serious because it's got this funky bass note that peeks out every once in a while as a little hook, which I really, really like. I'd encourage you to find a very, very, like, really simple way to augment the delivery of one of those funky bass notes. 107, really like this moment. I'd love to hear some more change in volume and position for these sounds because the more separation you create between them, the more room you have to play with in each one of those parameters, right? And then the other thing I would say is there are a couple of sounds that are kind of moving. There's one that kind of sizzles and moves. It'd be great to get a little pan automation in those moments to get them to actually move more across the stereo field and really grab the attention. And then lastly, in that moment, you've got this kind of electric kind of, let's see if we can find it really quick. It's right here. So if you were to have tiny little pitch bends on that little sizzle, that would feel absolutely fantastic. The reason why I'm bringing up so many tiny little things is because you've got this really kind of minimal palette, and it creates the opportunity for nuance changes to be recognized, right? Instead of just big changes. And that creates more of a lean in moment, right? It kind of forces people to be more engaged with the music. So 158, and that's just a timestamp. It's not for you to do something exactly at 158, but this idea hit me then. So if you were to glide between just a couple of notes somewhere in this track, 808 notes, it would be great. Kind of like if you could find one tiny little way to change one of those funky bass notes up here. Lastly, toss in a few transition effects. This is just ear candy. I mean, the one at the end has a functional purpose, but there are a couple of spots in here where things are repetitious for just a moment. Like right here. That right there can have a little to it. And then that brings just a little bit more attention to the fact that there was this little change up, there was a little hitch, and also it brings more movement, which is really dope for this kind of vibe. So, Recluse, yes. Also, metal drums with my submission. Try using Saturn 2 and go to the hip hop puncher preset. Helps bring out the life in it. Oh, yeah. Love Saturn. Azrael, you are welcome. It's good to hear you. Yeah, and I wallow totally smooth, right? Zev. All right, if you guys are not following Zev outside of Twitch streams, then you're doing something wrong. Because he's absolutely killing it. This one is called Rebirth V5, currently. Mm. I love that little high touch detail with the kick change. Details, man, details. This delay is so good. Everything is doubled in the beginning of the song. Everything's hitting twice, and it feels very cool. Um, the little snippy hats on the far sides can come down a touch. Also, shave a bit more off of them from mid range down. It feels like they should be fairly light. Um, yeah, the bass is awesome. 138. The drone swells in the background can be a little more pronounced here, or just the whole soup in general can all simmer down in just a couple spots and let it kind of shine through. Um, I kind of prefer the first option, maybe a little bit of saturation swell on them or something just to help them kind of stand out a little bit more when they reach a peak. Really enjoyed this transition into the melodic section of the song. It took a moment. It was cool how it unfolded. At 254, these stabs, it'd be cool to hear maybe a pitch shift delay on them instead of this kind of freeze delay in a section, right? So in one section, this ambience that's being generated from these stabs would just be wholly different. I'm not sure how it would sound, but it'd be cool to hear it. 348, I think there could be a little transition effect in there when the digital elements become more pronounced. At 416, the drone could be doing more change over time to really help you build the moment more and to greater effect. I think actively automating that drone up and down in very specific places will force the rest of the elements to they must respond to stay in line with it, and I think that whole thing really becomes yours to wield. These little grunt bass stabs throughout the song, I think they can come down just a little bit, but the higher register guys, like the one at 619, they can come down probably several dB. I just feel like once mastered and everything, they might be poking out just a little bit too much. At 644, again, just, and at the very end, just love that kick. It's great. It's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's good to hear you. Dragonleaf, what have you brought this week? Let's find out, shall we? You are welcome, Will. Hey, when are you coming to Portland? All right, this one is June 25th. Okay, that's coming up. Excellent. Mad Piero? Here!
Hello, gentlemen. I journeyed here in order to take your lives.
Yo, Dragonleaf, this is it's got a little bit of a Trent vibe in here. I like the dialogue sample at the beginning. I feel like we could use again, just like bring it back again or find another dialogue that is complementary to it and chop it. Use one or two words from it to great effect, rhythmically and as an effect as well. 55 seconds, wanting a little more lift on the snare here, like just a little bit more brightness. You could probably add a little accent somewhere between like 4K and 7K and find the right spot. 104, I love the aesthetic on this snare, this kind of removed proximity. The reverb decay can come down just a little bit, and I'm not sure that the ducking on the reverb tail needs to be to the extent that it is, to the depth that it is. Lastly, make sure that you roll up a bit more, you roll out more of the low end in your reverb channels. If your reverb has less low end, your entire mix will be more clear, which means things like your snare will hit better and your bass line will be heard more clearly, and all just these tiny little detail things. At 130, the snare on this side of the transition, I feel like it could be cut short just a smidge, just a little bit more succinct to kind of enhance that that Nine Inch Nails feel. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's got kind of a 90s kind of a vibe to it, which I like. It's good stuff. Might want to play around with some saturation on the bass. I think if you were to find the right one, it would make it feel a little bit more analog. I think that would be good. Crank. It's you. It's a D&B thing. Cool intro, Crank. I think your Luff's level is hurting you here. The loudness, I think you could bring it down several Luffs and have it hit just as hard. I think that the peaks that you're reaching can still be peaks. It's just that we don't need to be at that loudness throughout, and it's still going to be super impressive. 118, I feel like the fill was really good, but you can double up on the last few snare notes at least to get a little bit more hype and up before you get into the change. 136, the build has great energy. Builds have great energy, but you can increase the emotional impact of them greatly by changing the volume more over time, right? So you're working with multiple layers. So all you have to do is identify which tracks in the project at that specific moment in time don't necessarily need to be at the level that they're at yet, right? And then that gives you more wiggle room. You can bring those guys up, which will force the feeling of like tremendous energy up at the very last moment. Just kind of be clever. You don't have to take all of your front and center characters and bring them all down, maybe just a little bit, right? Because you want them to come up just a little bit more. The other thing you can do is use a little bit more concave automation curves, right? So they swoop up a little bit more towards the end. It gives a little bit more drama and makes it feel like you're kind of falling back into the beat there. 222, more variation in delivery will help display or help show off what your sound design is actually capable of. Right now, you've got a really well-timed, great group of sounds that are serving a really good role. But what you aren't doing is putting in these tiny, tiny little tricky things that would be really easy to put in. Some of those you can actually just kind of stumble into if you, now that you've got your whole track laid out, go back into a couple of these synths, modulate one of or two of your modulators with other modulators to get more unpredictable stuff out. You can then kind of go through and hunt and mine for the really, really good moments, right? And take just a couple of these little, I call them skitzes, right? They kind of glitch our whole brain when they happen. It's great. It's absolutely great. Anyway, I think it would help put on display the impressiveness of the sound design, because right now we're hearing the sound design with a lot of these different instruments in kind of a two-dimensional way, right? They're not changing too much. They're just kind of playing their role. So last drop feels a little redundant. Yeah, exactly. So these tiny little things, like you're at a really, really, really good place right now. If you bring a track to me and I'm like, hey, turn it down so I can turn it up, that's usually a good sign. And then the other is I don't really have changes in here, more just like enhancements, right? This is all just edit stuff. It's really good stuff. Cayenne's here. How you doing, man? Bezos. It is you. This is a good and clever name, sir. This is good. You're chilling. Oh, that's good. It's Friday, which means it's one day better than Thursday, homie. I'm almost to the weekend here. I'm looking forward to having a couple of days off. Front to back. Oh. Yeah. Hello, hello. Oh. Yo, Bezos, this is great. It's like there's some really good original stuff happening. There's also some really fun, like comfortable, familiar type stuff. Um, super tight. Super tight. Um, I was going to suggest rolling up the low end just a little bit until I heard what you started doing with the sub toward the end there, which was fun. And it's a fresh take. It's like it is worthy of people hearing it. I say you chase this one, man. It's good. It's good. I would want something else in this moment. If we go back and we hear it 30 seconds in, here we go. All right, so here's what I'm hearing. Something potentially layered Foley-ish reversal. I'm thinking something maybe metallic and something wood blocks. And I mean, it could be something as jangly as silverware or something more controlled like keys or something like that. But something kind of messy. That is brought together by being reversed all to kind of like a little suck back moment. Once you reverse things, you'll figure it out. 114, opportunity for a hit here, just to punctuate the moment. 131, a suck back into this section. This is a super awesome section, by the way. Really good use of those low end frequencies to kind of push and pull the feeling of the whole mix. It's good stuff. Kyan says, this is hard as fuck, but I want to hear the back vocal get repeated in some areas. All right, I feel that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good feedback right there. Bezos, this one was fun. Yeah, I would chase this one down. Definitely. Kyan. Happy Friday. You Oculus wearing Friday afternoon loving Saturday morning cartoon making. I don't even know what else to say. This one's called Absent Reality. Bez says, vocals not final. I think I did a poor job of wording that. Hey, at least you're in a safe space, Kyan. We don't really ridicule people for blah, blah, blah, blah. Just listen to me, man. I'm like falling all over myself over here. All right, this one's called Absent Reality. Alien Rave Dance Party Style.
No one always seems to care anymore. No one checks up on me. I'm nothing more than a ghost. Trapped in this cycle that never seems to end. Lost in my sorrow, I just want it to end.
Ho ho ho ho ho.
I can't seem to get out.
Okay, and then what are we talking here? Get this is 212.
I can't seem to get out.
Kaya, this is really cool. It's different for you, man. I like the dialogue sample. I do want it to be more on top. Maybe just hit it with some overdrive. Like if you put a small amount of reverb on this and then hit it with some saturation, nothing like distorted, just to generate the harmonics, just to give it a little shine, a little definition. And then you compress it. I know that sounds a little out of sorts here, but then you compress it. It's going to give it a much larger bubble of presence, if you will. Okay, the quickly moving telemetry stuff on the sides, around 35 seconds, can come down. It's a little distracting where it is. 128, love this change. You can shave off some lows in general in that moment. Just after that change up there at 128, I'd just say roll up the low end, cut off to 50 hertz, 12 dB per octave curve, and call it good. 2 minutes-ish as you move into this outro section, I guess we'll call it. A reversed whoosh or something reversed going into it would feel good. And then after about 212 or so, when things kind of settle in, having a layer of reversed guitar or reversed piano or something as an undercurrent would feel really good, right? Because you've got the juxtaposition of the two different directions happening simultaneously. I think it'd be good. And it looks like Bez has dropped a perk in public sound design. We'll come right back to this cue. Listen to that. Let's hear it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yeah, if that was like, if that was stretched a little bit and then you were to maybe reverse it. Something like that. That'd be good. Recluse. Double Recluse. That's a good Friday. Where can we put this link? Let's put it right here. Hello again. All right, let's listen to this one. Oh yeah. Yo, Recluse, there are so many little touches, so many tiny little details in this thing. You know, one of the things that I really truly appreciate about how you go about your business is the level of attention to detail. It doesn't matter what is being produced. You take the time to get these little finishing touches in there, like these little dings and just the right kind of ambience. And yeah, man, you go the extra mile, and it really shows. It comes through. So appreciated. Really cool summer vibes in this one. I like the like super wet chorusy vocal moment before everything kind of came into focus. Really like how the video was color at that moment, and then it gets washed out into rain at the end. All these are really nice touches, man. This is really good. It's really good. I have no changes or critiques on this one. Just appreciation, I think. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Worthless. It's your turn. Aptalar. Beats are not mine, says Worthless. Oh, hey, Khan. Okay, here we go.
Bir göz odada çıkartırım 2 katını base. Benden aşam gibi benim sandığımda genç base. Sizin gibi pislere de bilir tabi önür linç. Ama gidip sonra kopyalamak nedir seni pek. Senin base benim klasmanımda bile değil. Yani en azından henüz not yet. Şimdilik oynamasam bile fame gelecek o eminim. Dinlediklerimi bile kapamaz o eminim. Real'dan kim öyle boss git dinle. Belki o zaman girerim senin beat'e. Mortal Kombat dedim oynamadım tekken. Sence ne kadar sıkıyor seni senin yengen. Rap yapıp yiyordum rap. Liriklerimde bulamazsın cap. Bir anda dolanıyor kime dikilek. Bu durumdan ediyorum nefret. Yakıyorum Pemex, moş beat gerek. Terrorate konseri 2 bilet gerek. Bu ülkeye biraz alt kültür gerek. Sözüm olsun getireceğim sözüme güven. Native savrularının sereneydi. Hepsini sikeceğim siktir gitti hadi deli. Bana biraz koş birazcık da benzi verin. Çünkü şu an patlamaya hazır bomba gibiyim.
Ne öyle bu beat'in türü ne? Kanka hard trap ya 808 dümdüz. Kanka bu beat'e bu vokal gitmiyor bence. Ne bileyim vokal gay gibi biraz da sert ol. Ha öyle diyorsun.
Sikerim tabuları. Nasılsam öyle yaşarım. Sikerim mamlarını. Sana girsin bu sürülen. Ayıkamaz ayıkamaz. O küçük beni bunu kavrayamaz. Ayıkamaz ayıkamaz. Özgür irade nedir anlayamaz. Sözlükte yok ki yok better berry. Anlatıyorum ki sen nasıl yani. Kank ediyor yok flex satıyor. Kontrak evi alacak bunu gömüyor. Acem'in saçı pembe. Sürse bak diyor nasıl olur be. Sektir lan git dinle. İplikle yapılmış 16 ban. Sus dinozor konuşma lan. Anlamayan milyon varsa biri anlar. Tek olay PR mı lan. Ruhumu satmam level'lara. Ancak satarım şeytanlara.
Yo, this one was great. There are several things that I would like to hear more of. It's great. There's like a heavy dose of originality in this one. It's great. The luffs can come down a bit. It's a little loud, so back off the limiting just a bit. so it doesn't feel quite as forced. It's still going to hit just as hard. And don't back off too much. There's a bit of energy that you'll lose if you back off too much. Dialogue sample right after the change up was a bit loud, so I'm going to go grab the timestamp for that one. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's about 120. It's just that you don't have other things competing with the vocal in that spot the same way that you have competition in other parts of the song when the full mix is popping. So you can bring that dialogue down just a little bit and it's going to feel good. So that's good stuff. I like this one. That's okay. You don't have to be good at mastering. There's people in this community that can help you with that. This is fire. This is fire. Like, that's only focus on that, homie. If you want help getting your tracks to the right people to get it radio quality, we can help you with that. You focus on making this stuff. This is great. This is great. We can get you set up with Tom. Masters by Iggy is his handle in the community. You can hit him up on the Discord. Iron says, hey, it's not like we're born and know how to speak or master tracks or something. I mean, I was born knowing how to master tracks. I totally knew about compression, thresholds, ratios. Oh, you bet. You bet. Absolutely, Con. Iron Imp has shared something saying threw an old track into Discord. I think it's pretty good, but I'd love some input to take it forward. And hello, all. It's from 2008. I'd like to mix it better, but what's done is done, he says. All right, so we are going to listen to this. And then we'll say things about it. It'll be great. Let's do this. Iron Imp. All right, dude. I think the majority of what I'm hearing, like there are some little things in here from a mix standpoint, from like super simple stuff, EQ volume wise, where you could reduce some lows in certain elements and it's going to reduce obfuscation in general in the mix, but it's going to be kind of strategic from one sound to the next. It's kind of minimal the amount of impact that, or I mean, kind of minimal the amount of work that you would have to do, but the impact would be fair to middling, honestly. The really big one is saturation. If you were to just throw some saturation at this mix, the whole thing would be like, whew, it would pop, it would be impressive, and it would sound really full. It would sound remastered instantly. If you were, however, to go in there and kind of meticulously treat each sound with its own like perfect match saturation at just the right amount, and give everything a new spot in the mix because everything changes once you bring up all these harmonics, then this whole thing becomes very much more immersive and impressive because you're hearing the ring quality and the metallic sounds, and you're hearing not just a general spread of frequencies in these noise-based sounds, but more specific definition, and all of that then carries into the reverb and affects all of what we're hearing, which affects how we're feeling. So, like, I feel like that's the big one, is the saturation there. It's got bigger implications. I have no idea. I just write stuff. Yeah, already. IDM, but that does sound pretentious when you say that nowadays, right? Yeah. Noise. It's noise. That's awesome. So you released this in 2008. If we were in 2008 asking this question, it probably would be IDM. I'd call it noise. But I call all my stuff noise, so. Arik, it is you. Siri, I don't need to be corrected in this instance, actually. Thank you. This one's called Stay. I like this shot right here. Nice framing. It's good stuff. Ooh, I see peaks and valleys.
You told me something when I left, but I don't remember. Maybe because all I could do then was stare at the floor. I held myself cause you wouldn't, all wrapped in my sweatshirt. Wonder if you even noticed that that one was yours. Could you hold me without any talking? We could try to go back where we started. I don't even have to stay. I don't even have to stay. But if I woke up with you in the morning, I'd forget all the ways that we're broken. I don't care if you've changed. I don't even have to stay. I don't
Yo, welcome in, Raiders.
heard from your sister.
We're doing a Feedback Friday here.
Didn't expect to, but I sort of thought that I would.
Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream over there.
Wish I could tell you by now that I felt more indifferent. Catch myself thinking about you more than I should. And maybe I should have, but I never told you I miss you.
Yo, Arik, I think number one, this is super, super tight and really, really well executed all the way around through and through. It's good. Um, there's a couple of things here. One, I think I'd move the low end cutoff of this track all the way up to 50 hertz, 12 dB per octave curve. You're not going to lose anything in this. You're going to regain a bit more clarity and a bit more power. You're going to have to turn down some spots. The other thing I'm noticing here is I don't have full insight into the waveform here, but it does look like you clip in a few spots here. This track is too good for that, so I'd go back and make sure that you're just barely kissing a wall. If stuff is peeking out, it doesn't need to be, and that could also be indicative of just kind of like a buildup of presence. Like you might have a bit too much sub-presence in this whole section, for instance. I do notice that the valley floor is much higher in this last section than it is in previous sections. So it's something to take a look at. Martian Pride. No, it's definitely not an issue of CPU over here, fortunately. It's much more likely that Comcast is having some kind of an issue, but we're good on CPU. No, Iron Imp is absolutely right. If you come in here and you don't get a bunch of critiques from me, then you're basically there. This is really good. Like as is, you can drop this. It's going to do great. It'd be great if you could wrangle those last couple little details before it walks out the front door, though. All right, so now that we're through all of that, welcome in, Raiders. Less Than Perfect, how was your stream? Happy Feedback Friday to you guys all over again, round 2 here. Although we won't be at it for too much longer over here. We'll wrap up soon. We've got one right now from Couch Tracks. Look at this art. This is something, huh? It's a stick-up.
Fuck your couch, nigga. Bitch, you know the snow is where the one I'm crossing through your fucking hood. Police with them police, making the set is still up to no good. Bring the pump, moving the body inside of the trunk. You really get slump, making the body in the minute jump. Slow to the phone, slow on the west side, jumping through the whip with a full clip. Then I let it bust with an edgy touch, get him fuck as fuck. Don't get stuck by the devil's son. Cursing from the flames, the same in the range. I'm bringing the pain, jumped in the rain, I don't give a fuck. Hanging myself, the good in the vein. Hanging myself, the good in the vein. It's a stick up, the stick up, the stick up, the stick up. It's a stick up, the stick up, the stick up. It's a stick up, the stick up, the stick up, the stick up, the stick up. My chopper do the hiccup. Chopper do the hiccup. It's a stick up, my chopper do the hiccup. Pull up with it, back there, 5 prices in the pickup. Long head, dragon with the silver back gorilla. Please throw the pants down, something no Khalifa. Hey, chick, chain, walking around with my teaser. Homies get the thing, Trollo trying to get that visa. Swiping no, swiping MasterCard or the Visa. Simon gets slapped, fuck, boy, it's a scissor. It's a stick up, the stick up, the stick up. It's a stick up, the stick up, the stick up. It's a stick up, the stick up, the stick up, the stick up, the stick up. My chopper do the hiccup.
Well, I do not shred innovation here. So, like anything that I'm hearing production wise is something that I might do different. I'm not going to go through all of the little details. I think tame some of the highs, especially in the intro part of the song. It's a little quispy. It's a little quispy up there. Great sound design. It's throughout. And the transitions are really cool. They're fresh. They are unexpected. They are not predictable. You could not predict any one of the transitions heard, which is great. It's just fantastic. And as Iron Imp points out, the slowdowns are really fantastic. It's like chugging a bottle of cough syrup or something. There's many different layers of cool happening here. Your luffs were a little hot, but it didn't really bother me because the sound design was great. It didn't really feel like we were slamming into a wall. I like this. I want to hear a bit more of it. Yeah, exactly. Iron Imp says maybe some EQ on the master or something, but let him cook. I would agree. That's pretty good stuff. All right. Dudish. Yeah, Couch Tracks gets a donut. Dudish. Sorry, Dudish. Dropped an I. This is great art, by the way. This one's called Fire. Yep, Soothe would do the trick. Yeah. Oh man, let me get back to this moment. All right, a little. All right, Dudish, I think this is fun. I think it feels like it's missing an element at 121. Like there's just, not sure what it is. It's just so stripped back in that moment. There's been so many other big things that have happened. Maybe that's all it is, but I feel like it's actually missing like a call and response, like participant in this section. At or just the moment anyway, at 150, I like these simple elements that you're using. I'd also like to hear little simple augmentations to the delivery or the cadence or the character, right? Like if you were to reverse a note here and maybe, FM in some noise on this note, maybe a little pitch bend on this one, a simple echo on one over here. It's kind of almost randomly kind of sprinkled in. I feel like these tiny little detail touches would probably bring a great deal of pleasure to your listeners. 254, a fill. It's a great spot for a fill, but actually I wanted like a couple other fills before that. Just call them false starts. You get a big fill, nothing changes. A few seconds later, intensity continues to build. Even more fun. Another fill. Still building. See what I mean? Okay, so there's these subtle little pitch bends in the background happening around 326. They could be greater. Yep. Chef's kiss for the time stretch at the end from Iron Imp. I'm Imaginate is here. Danny, how are you? Happy Friday. Second time making this style. It's good. It's good. Iron Imp, right? These guys are great, right? They show up every Friday and they bring awesome and interesting things. It's incredible. They just keep coming every single Friday. You suck at any genre that's 4 to the floor. Well, that's how that goes. Luckily, you don't have to produce 4 on the floor couch. Oh, gosh. Dude. Danny, good luck over there, homie. Kidney stones are no fun. No fun. No fun. All right, Crusoe. It is you. This one's called I Don't Want. Crusoe and Martian on this one.
I want all my life. I want all the time. What's going on in my head? And why am I feeling inside? I hate it still.
Gotta respect the gazelle. Thank you, homie.
It's all too much for me. If I could chase myself away, I would do this way. Bills in my throat, would do after it all. 'Cause I don't have one. I don't wanna be myself at all. I don't wanna be myself at all. Bills in my throat, would do after it all. 'Cause I don't have one. I don't wanna be myself at all. I don't wanna be myself at all. Myself at all. I don't wanna be myself at all. At all. I don't wanna be myself at all. I don't want.
Crusoe, I want to hear it again. I'm going to hear it again. Maybe not the entire thing. I want to needle drop a couple of spots.
If I could chase myself away, I would do this way.
All right, the 808 can have some saturation on it. This thing I know for sure. It feels like it's a bit not just held back, but it's like kind of tucked back, and it doesn't feel quite appropriate for the instrument. You know what I'm saying? If we continue on, jump ahead to here. Okay, so you've got this moment where you've got like this kind of delivery. Like if you can find, it can't reach that same like achieved potential, but if you can find a way to tuck a little potential feeling into the 808 to make it feel like it is being held back intentionally, then I feel like it feels a little bit better. So if we go back and listen to this really quick. The only thing it's missing to achieve that is just overdrive. Just a little bit of overdrive. And if you target something really high, like 7K on something like that, and hit it with just a couple dB gain, it's going to feel like it could do way more than it is. And I think that's kind of the only thing that's missing from this, is the feeling of like restrained potential, if that makes sense. This is good stuff. Really, really nice sound design, good execution, nice delivery. Really appreciate the abrupt end. I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way, but it feels like it's part of an album. It's good stuff. Iron Imp is saying the diversity and quality of music people bring is chaotic and lovely, and I'm glad people are learning some tools and going nuts because this is almost post-genre. Yeah, seriously, like there are so many folks in the community, just like especially over the last few years, like post-pandemic, I feel like people really committed to learning the craft to the point that the genres don't need to be there. Just like training wheels don't need to be there once you know how to ride a bike. You know what I mean? Just sail. Let's do this. Bunker Boy. I like this art. Oh.
It's another gorgeous day, but I'm underground. Just a happy bunker boy.
Yo. Zale. Zale. I know, as soon as I started typing the lasers could have some pitch bends, I start hearing the pitch bends. I'm like, ah! Okay, Zale, this is fantastic. This feels like the inside of my head when I open the DAW in the morning, and I don't know what to do yet. It's so fantastic. I don't want to say any words that will cause you to change things in this track. This is fantastic, dude. I want to hear more stuff. I love the stereo ratchet. Yeah, I love the stretching. I love the wild juxtapositions. I love the clever use of Foley. All of it. The palette is very well put together. Regardless of how it was assembled, it came together nicely. And it works. Man, this is great. There's lots and lots of nice things that could be said. Okay, so the critique that I have in this one is so minimal. You want to hear it? You want to hear what this is? At 110, there's a riser in the background. Here it comes. This one right here. Okay, so it's got this kind of like orchestral kind of scrape appeal to it, which is great for like cinematic tension. But for this and everything else that's happening, I feel like an atonal riser would probably be a better choice. Because it's not going to actually pull me. It's going to like make me kind of lean in a little bit. So that said, like, if that's the only major critique, it's pretty great. Iron it, man. It's Friday, dude. It's Friday. People doing Friday things on a Friday. Cell says, I'm trying to get my mastering and mixing into a better state, one track at a time. And you know what? Keep bringing them by. You've got legends here in this community that will help you do that. You've got honest feedback. Oh, I was not aware that you guys kept adding more stuff. I was so unaware of this, you guys. I'm so sorry. But I gotta wrap things up. I totally didn't even scroll down to see how many people added things when the raid came in, and I was just like in the freaking zone. I guess the up point here is that we are seeing some stuff from people that have already dropped stuff, and we typically only allow one time through the line, not all you can eat. How about we compromise? We'll skip past the folks that have been heard and try to grab the folks that haven't been heard yet. 0 Point, Synchronix. Just really quick, thank you so much for the sub. I saw you come through. Respect the Gazelle. Make sure that your Discord and your Twitch profiles are connected, and then you will automatically be granted access to subscriber rewards right up here in the Discord. And there you will find, I forget. It's a lot of dialogue samples right now. 350 of them or something. It's a lot. It's a lot. So go grab those. And anybody else who subs, you get free sounds too. Go grab them before you leave. We'll swap them out soon. You'll get more free sounds because subs last a month. All right. Ill Vision. It's you. Let's do this. This one's called Inside.
Elvision made.
Oh, yeah. Man, this is like... Everybody grab a partner. It's slow dance time. All right, so there's this kind of raw kind of quality to this one that I really like, but I want you to lean into it just a little bit more and have like a little bit more like surface grit to it, right? Maybe just like a touch more kind of vinyl appeal to it or something, or maybe a little more tape appeal, one way or the other. Either way, I think once you do release it, you put a little warning sticker on there, like, warning, contains funky, sultry swagger sauce or something. All right, so you got this one little bass note, the bow, that one. That one note makes me want you to saturate the bass in general, just so when that glide comes up, we can hear it in all its glory. So a little saturation on the bass would hurt, or it wouldn't hurt. And the shaker can come down at least 5 dB. At least. And since you guys are making me go longer, I'm going to make you listen to this for a minute while I run to the bathroom. And I'll be right back. And I'm back. I told you I'd come back. All right, back to it, eh? To the Discord. Back Bathroom Foley. Bathroom music. It wasn't actually like a full bathroom song. It was just a modular patch, unfortunately. I bet you guys feel ripped off now, huh? Very low effort. All right, 0 point. And Martian, we did hear you on that other one. Let's see how many minutes I have by the time we get down there. All right, 0 point. Yeah. All right. 0 Point, I think it's a great mix. This kick is just super on point and solid ear candy throughout. I think the guitar or synths that are distorted can come down a good 4 to 6, maybe 8 dB in some cases. The added saturation just helps them cut through above everything else. Then they just don't need to be that loud. Luff's down a few. Just as a general comment, low end cutoff up to 50 hertz on the whole track, 12 dB per octave curve, just for added clarity. I think this thing's worthy of a soundtrack. Like it's got really, really, really well-defined sounds. They all cut through very well. The well-balanced palette. I would tame the mid-highs a bit, and overall, really great, although I would like to hear a little bit more separation between sounds so there's more opportunities to do things with them, right? If they get out of each other's way just a little bit more, there's greater opportunity for them to get out of each other's way more, right? So in other words, you can bring them up and down, move them around in the mix just a little bit more change over time. This stuff can easily be achieved with long-form volume automation, filter automation, saturation automation. Very, very low touch, very high reward kind of edits. Yeah. All right. Got some 14. Oh, we're cutting it so close, you guys. All right, Martian, it is you. All right. These ghosts at the poker table are cracking me up. At 28 seconds, I'd say a small suck back into that transition would be ace. Make it transparent, noise-based, filtered down so it's not like super like in your face or anything. Just something that's kind of understated, tucked in. 108, this bass sounds like it gets away from you a little bit. The way that it swells in a couple of spots, I just bring it down. Maybe just put a compressor on there and let it handle the peaks. No gain add back though. 123, nice crescendo. The noise doesn't need to be pushed to that loudness though, so I'd find a more balanced stopping point for it as maybe a good 4 dB lower or something. 155, the delivery is pretty consistent throughout this track, and I'm going to play just a snippet for you to explain what I mean. Would love to find a few ways to spice that up. Okay, so each one of the notes in that little 10, 20-second little snippet that we just played was delivered exactly the same way that the notes prior to it were delivered. And if you find little subtle ways to deviate from that default position as notes are being delivered on a few different things in your track, then I think this whole thing starts to feel a little bit more, you know? It's got a little bit more character, a little bit more of its own unique thing happening. It's not quite as predictable as it once was, so worthy of more listens. 0 Point says, I want more clarity and a little shimmer on that snare. Yeah, actually, there are rooms for little detail touches like this. Like, you could have a little spray of reverb or even delay on a couple of elements that just, you know, you're grabbing just the tail end of that sound just to elongate it in the mix. Little tiny things. Swell could be phasing. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh, Iron Imp. Dean, and then Zimdremic, and all right, Dean. This one's called Monkey Business. Hey now. All right, I think it's fun. Dean, it's good. Great call with the whistle, and great job for not overplaying it. I would say there's several different things that pop into the mix that are fun. They're fleeting. I think it's great to have ephemeral stuff like that. We don't burn out on it. That said, the vocal is in that one spot on the left the whole time, and it does get to be a little monotonous. Might it roam a bit? Right? If it roamed around the stereo field just a little bit, I feel like it comes across a little less as repetitive and a little bit more as meandering, maybe. Yeah. And maybe just a little less on the lefts. Maybe just a little. Syndremic. Let's see what you made this week. Let us see. This one's called Time Travel, The Past. Work in progress. Oh.
back in time to a place you've once been. Bringing the feeling of fondness, or perhaps the feeling of sadness. Because even in sadness, you can find a place called home. A place that belongs to you and no one else. A place where you were safe, hidden from the unpleasant. But even in the bad, you found a place of good. Feeling alone, but feeling at home. A feeling that teleports you back in time. You have left the now, and are now then. You are not present. You are not here. You are now then, and not now. You are now at peace. You are now at home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home.
That welcome home might. I feel like if you were to start the fade on that last sustained pad earlier, it would feel better. Like welcome home could be like the last thing to resolve. Okay. This is good. Very floaty. This kick at 101, I feel like the very first kick note can have something that leads into it, whether it be just a tiny little reversal, like a right before it, or a really long one, right? Imagine this. Take a kick, put a reverb on it, make that reverb like maybe a 6-second decay or something like that, right? Now print that one note and reverse it and filter out some lows and highs and bring the volume way down and stick it right in front of that kick. So then slowly over 6 seconds, the first 3 or 4 seconds, people are probably thinking, wait a minute, am I hearing something? Is that? And then they're definitely hearing it, but now the reasoning in their head is more like, is that getting louder? What is happening? And then that first kick hits, and then it never happens again in the song. Yeah, it is a great track to end on. Feels so calm, right? Yeah, that's good stuff. Can't make music like this. If I were to make this, it would build and go crazy unexpectedly. Yeah, you know, some people are made for ambient, and some people are made for calm, and other people are not. It's just true. It's so true. And it's funny how we change too, right? Like I played a lot of metal and stuff when I was young. And although I appreciate it, I'm not sure how much I would actually enjoy playing a lot of it now. I mean, it's fun and it gets my blood going, but other interests now, you know. Syndromic says, I can't fast music. I'm made for a whispery trip hop, I guess. See, this is great. We need each other. We need each other. All right, kitty cats, let's see who's doing their thing right now. Let me just hit a couple of buttons here. See what we can cook up. Where should we drop you off today? Let's go see. Appreciate y'all being here. Ayo! And go see Ill. It's been a minute. Wonder what he's doing. Oh, he might be doing feedback or something right now. I'm not sure that you guys want to go into more feedback. Let's see what Decipher's up to. He's just chilling. All right, we're going to go see some super sick turntablism from our friend Decipher. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the flip next week. Hope y'all stay inspired out there. Make more good stuff. Keep cooking. We're going to do this again next week, and I expect you to show up with good eats. I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out.